What if the most advanced mind on Earth wasn't built like ours at all? The octopus thinks with 9 brains. It actively rewrites its own genetic code on the fly. Its skin can see. This might be the most alien intelligence on planet Earth. Octopus have around 500 million neurons, significantly less than a human. But over 2/3 aren't in their head. They're spread out through all 8 arms, each acting somewhat independently as their own little mini brain. Imagine having limbs that don't just take commands, they command themselves. Each arm can independently taste, touch, and control tricky movements, figuring things out locally without constantly waiting for orders from the central brain. This distributed intelligence is so pronounced that even a severed arm can react for up to an hour. So how does the main brain experience what an arm tastes? Does losing an arm feel like losing a tool or losing a piece of its mind? The questions themselves show how different this intelligence really is. This isn't a recent evolutionary tweak either. The last common ancestor with you and I was a simple worm-like creature, right around the time the first fish came about. For 500 million years, evolution ran 2 completely separate experiments in building a complex mind. One path led to us, the other led to the octopus. To understand this mind, we need to look at how evolution built it. Tough environmental challenges were key in shaping this unique intelligence, pushing it far beyond its simpler snail-like relatives. This intelligence wasn't shaped by complex social lives, like in primates. The octopus's bizarre mind was shaped by tough, solitary survival, hunting tricky prey, dodging smart predators, navigating complex terrain. This demanded intelligence focused on immediate adaptation and problem solving, especially as they lost their protective shells around 140 million years ago. But this was actually a game changer. This vulnerability demanded radical new tricks. Camouflage became instant. Reflexes became lightning fast. It set them on a path to incredible intelligence. But as we'll see later, this path came with a profound, almost self-destructive cost. The heart of this intelligence is its radically different nervous system. This is more than just controlling muscles. It's possible octopus experience consciousness like no other being on Earth. An arm interacts with the world with a surprising independence. Its suckers are like fingertips and tongues combined, filled with chemical sensors feeding rich data directly into the arm's own brain. Decisions to grab things or let things go can happen locally, which is crucial when you're coordinating 8 limbs. The central brain is like a coach on the sidelines. Instead of being a micromanager, it sets the strategy and relies on the 8 players to carry out the plays. And the genetics behind this are wild. Octopuses, and yes, that's the correct plural form, have a ton of genes called protocadherins. Think of them like molecular Velcro strips that snap specific nerves together so the brain's circuitry forms exactly where it should. Humans have these too, but octopuses have 3 times more. This is so the connections between neurons in each arm don't get tangled. They also evolved a whole new set of tiny molecules called microRNAs. Think of them as volume knobs for genes, especially active in building their complex nervous system. But the craziness that unifying this spread out system requires doesn't even stop there. A recent discovery identified unique, incredibly slow brainwaves, unlike anything seen in other animals. Researchers theorized this signal might synchronize the whole network, the 8 arm brains and the central one. It could potentially be involved in processing memories while awake, which humans only do when sleeping, or perhaps even indicate a form of consciousness distributed throughout the whole body. Since the finding is recent, the exact purpose of these waves remain an active area of research, but we do know they have 2 distinct sleep stages, quiet and active, where they twitch and flash colors, much like our REM sleep. This finding shows they experience dreams similar to humans, another clue to a complex inner world. If this network is the hardware, the software is also revolutionary. Biology that can edit its own instructions on the fly. Basically, all other creatures on Earth have to wait many generations for DNA to significantly change. But octopuses are masters of something called RNA editing. Think of DNA as the master blueprint in the library, stable and long-term. RNA is like the daily work order copied from the blueprint, telling the cell's machinery what proteins to build today. Most animals follow that work order exactly, but octopuses extensively rewrite the work order, the messenger RNA, tweaking their own biology in response to immediate needs. And the scale with which this happens is incredible. When scientists suddenly dropped the water temperature, octopuses responded within hours by editing thousands of sites in their neuronal RNA, effectively reprogramming parts of their nervous system to cope with the cold. This extreme flexibility could potentially be used for learning, allowing rapid fine-tuning of nerve circuits to acquire new skills much faster than DNA changes allow. It represents a strategy focused on adapting within a single life, not just across generations. So this alien blueprint, a distributed network running on self-editing biology, lets octopuses pull off feats once thought impossible for an invertebrate. They plan ahead. The veined octopus tucks coconut shells under its arms, later snapping them together as a portable bunker. The first invertebrate seen carrying a tool for future use. Their camouflage is the best in the world, matching backgrounds perfectly despite being colorblind. We still don't know exactly how they do this. It's possible light detecting proteins in their skin help them feel the light around them. There's even a species that shifts shape to impersonate lionfish, sea snakes, and other animals. And we once thought octopus were strict loners. Then researchers found Atlantis, a loose settlement where they interact, sometimes even getting into fights where they throw debris at each other. They team up with other species of fish to hunt, sometimes punching a fish that isn't doing its share. And bizarrely, MDMA makes normally solitary octopuses temporarily social, suggesting some deep, shared brain chemistry similar to humans. Octopus can solve complex puzzles, open child-proof jars, and even show distinct personalities. Some are bold, others are shy, and most are curious. They even play when given the opportunity. Researchers have found they will continually use their jet streams to push an object up and down, playing catch with themselves. They can even recognize people they don't like, repeatedly squirting specific researchers. They do all this even though powerful jetting temporarily stops their main heart and tires them out, suggesting the drive to explore and play is strong. But all this craziness comes with a few stark trade-offs. An extremely short lifespan, often just a year or two. After laying eggs, females meticulously guard them but begin to self-destruct, often dying before the eggs even hatch. It seems to be a key part of their evolutionary strategy. Instead of aiming for long lives and passing down learned knowledge, the octopus lineage bet everything on the individual's power to adapt rapidly, reproduce massively once, and then that's it. The human strategy, long life, passing wisdom through generations, these seem to have been traded away for the ultimate individual adaptability. Live fast, adapt faster, reproduce, die young. Very different, but undeniably successful strategy for intelligent life.